when people say, like, you're talking about, like, the perfection stuff, there's a saying, people like, perfection is just procrastination.
Yeah, they're like, oh, unless the
feel like I
conditions
have
are
to
perfect.
do shit perfect.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I am the same way, and I realize it will never be perfect. And then nothing will ever be perfect. There's gonna be something wrong, and then guess what? You just iterate and you improve that next time. And like we're talking about posting content. That's why I post those random stupid TikToks because I'm like, yeah, it's
I look forward to those though.
Yeah, it's just like trial by fire. I was like, oh, it sucks. Whatever. It's like it goes out in the ether, and then someone else said, what's the last TikTok you watched? And do you even remember what it was? I'm like, nope.
That's true.
And that's what everyone's like. And then once you put that in your head, you're like, no one's gonna remember this probably. So screw it. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, the perfection syndrome is actually, my therapist told me, was a trauma response. And I was like, okay, explain. So during the early stages of my therapy sessions with this person, she asked me, what was something about your childhood where you felt like you weren't seen unless you did something correctly? And as with most Asian kids, if I didn't bring home straight A's during report card day, my mom wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
I brought home a B one time, and she didn't talk to me for like 2-3 days.
Dang.
So, and you guys know I love my mom, and I think she meant well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to her, education is like the way to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's her reality, and she made that my reality. And ever since that day, I brought home that B. She didn't talk to me. I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything unless I was perfect at this thing, which is school.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, I felt like if I wasn't perfect on my content, if I wasn't perfect with my friends and my relationships, that I wasn't worthy of being seen. So it's a lot of unlearning you have to do. I'm not saying that that's what happened to you, but the perfection being procrastination, perfection is like disguised as procrastination. It's because you're sitting there and you're like, the conditions aren't perfect for me to start this thing, so I'm just going to wait.
I think another thing is I've had some success with like building my social media before in the past.
Yeah.
That now I'm like, fuck.
I have
like,
to do it all
like,
over again.
Am I gonna post this? Is it even gonna do well? Like I
Yeah.
constantly think about shit like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, does it even matter? Like, should I post it? Should I not?
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna do well? Basically, is what goes through my head.
I think that, okay, let me comment on that. You have to, it's about consistency. It's not about one thing. It's about, so you said like one post, just fucking post it.
Yeah.
Like just like every day, just post something. If you want your social media below, if you do it, you got to keep doing it every single day. And guess what? If you do it every single day, it's a numbers game. One of them, a couple of them, 2 of them, 3 of them are going to pop off.
Yeah.
But if you keep second guessing, so like, you know what? I don't want to post this today. I don't want to post that today. Guess what? You end up never posting. And you end up only posting like 2 or 3
Remember I told you about the
videos.
picture?
Yeah.
I didn't want to post it because I was like,
Did you do it?
I did not do it.
Brad,
Bro,
I remember,
just do it.
Brad, I remember, Brad, we learned this from you. That's the crazy thing. Because when you were blowing up, or yeah, a couple years ago when you were blowing up, you were posting more than you posting 3 times a day. Remember?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I thought it was like 3 times a week.
No,
No,
3 times
you
a
did-
day.
Sometimes
You were
twice
3 times a day, or 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. You were like, yo, I post at 8 or like 9 a.m. Then I'll
I
post
had
at
like
1
a formula.
and 5.
And it worked sometimes.
Yeah, and then you were pumping. You just kept pumping like constantly.
Yeah.
So like you know the answer. You have your own answer.
Everything you do now, like, you have to give your audience something to binge, right? So, like, one video is going to pop off. They're going to go to your page, and they're going to see, oh, this is what Brad does. They're going to see everything that you do. Now, in terms of, like, social media I think could be another talk for another day. But I think we're talking about the mental blocks of social media, and I think everyone goes through it. I'm sure even today, when Jesse or Jay look at their podcast, I'm sure there's some things they're like, oh, this didn't go right. But I love that you guys are posting so consistently. I love it every day. When I see you guys have a new post, it's just, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
brick
You know?
by brick.
Dude,
This
literally
is what we
the
doing.
clips,
Brick
I
by
just
brick.
ripped through them. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
screw it, whatever. Because before it took like so long. I'm like, yeah, this text is not right, blah 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 blah. And now I'm just like, just burning, just blasting.
I'm sure
through
the
it.
hardest part about the clips that you post is actually going through this 2-hour long talk and finding like, okay, which one is going to be funny or entertaining, da 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 da. I'm sure that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people don't see that.
Yeah,
you
people
know?
don't care as
People
much
don't
as they
give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So
Wait, Angela has something to say.
I don't remember what I have to say. But one question that I did have is, do you think it's the amount of work, and that the amount of work that it would take for your YouTube channel. And is
That's-
that like a blocker?
Yeah, doing
Understanding
like
that
all this
element.
work and then it be for what? But I mean, I've heard from like or watched other YouTubers. They say like you don't need to,
Yeah.
you shouldn't do it
You know
to
the
try
answer
to
to
blow
that.
up.
Yeah,
You need to do it just
You know
because
the answer to that.
Yeah.
just because you like to do it. right?
Yeah.
So
What you just said is exactly why I did this. Like honestly, I could give a shit about blowing up. What I care about, like these type of conversations, like I feel like every single of these episodes that I shoot, afterwards I go away like, damn, I learned something today. I leave every single one of these episodes feeling so fulfilled, having be able to have these type of conversations. And then when I go back and I'm edit these videos and I watch what people say and I really take it in, I'm like, damn, that was deep. And I take it back. Like in the moment you may forget, but like it's always like when I go back and watch, because when I edit this, I watch it like maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5 times.
I learned that you guys are not that much different from me in terms of what we think about. You know, like I told you about how when I turned 30, I would think about the future so much, about how to make sure that I create something sustainable for myself. And you told me your experience about how you had these thoughts at once in your life. Angela saying that, oh, I feel that way too. So sometimes you don't want to feel alienated. I'll be just kicking it at home, man, and just like, is anyone else going through this? Like, as if I'm this like special person who is the only one that has the ability to struggle. But it's a good reminder that, you know, I'm not alone. And if I ever want to hit y'all up and be like, hey, I'm feeling this way, that you guys could probably have some empathy for me.